Welcome to the Gaming Outsider Podcast. Every first episode of the month, we ask our community for video game-related questions to spark fun conversation, and we're going to answer them on this week's episode. In news, Atari made some interesting acquisitions this week. Yes, Atari. You'll also hear what Zach and I think of the second remake of Gears of War, which is called Reloaded. I also checked out a mobile shmup that has an art style similar to Cuphead. It's called Acecraft Sky Hero. In addition, you'll hear Jacob's impressions of Void Breaker on PC, and Rel stops by to tell us about a really cool-looking 3D platformer called the Knightling. This is the Gaming Outsider. Greetings, programs, and welcome to the Gaming Outsider, a video game podcast with a focus on our incredible community, which can be found at thegamingoutsider.com, facebook.com/groups/thegocast, or even our Discord server, which is live and thriving, and there's a link for it in the show notes of this very episode. It is Monday, September 1st, Labor Day. Labor Day? I always get Labor Day and the other one mixed up. It is Labor Day.
It's Labor Day. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm your host, Scott Clark, and joining me are my good friends, Mr. Calendar Man himself, and actually knows the dates, Zach Parkerson. What's up?
So that's what they call me, Calendar Man. You know how I love my bank holidays.
I'm a Batman villain.
It is a Batman villain, yeah.
Actually knew that. I learned that from Zach.
Well, it's a cool achievement in Arkham City where you have to visit him on all the holidays over the course of a year.
That's cool.
That sounds terrible.
I'm sure we all just manipulated our dates. In our console,
I did that for Animal Crossing.
Did you? And Jake Gunderson. Jake, how are you? I got to get the intro in.
I'm sorry. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, as we call him around here, the Riddler, Jake Gunderson.
Oh yeah. Because I'm always spouting out riddles. It's a mystery why I'm here.
So Mr. Freeze, what brings us together this week?
So you guys saw this on social media, but I have a confession to make that I'm not proud of. As you know, I have a Switch 2 set up in my classroom, and on Friday we had a little fun activity where I let the kids play Mario Kart, and this one boy in my class, they were playing King of the Mountain style, winner stays, whatever, and they had a list and nobody could beat this kid. And I was like, well, listen, but once I'm done testing this kid over here, I got you, because I've been playing Mario Kart.
Yeah, so somebody's got to humble this kid.
Yeah, somebody's got to make him, and you know me, I don't go easy on kids when it comes to Mario Kart. You got to teach them right?
Of course.
So I play this kid. He beat me. But I feel like I have a little bit of an excuse. So what they didn't tell me was they picked the cart for me. They picked the cart and the character and everything. And I don't know if you played Super Mario Kart World yet, Zach. I know you played a little bit in the Best Buy,
the old Best Buy, yeah.
But there is a character that is Piranha Plant, and Piranha Plant drives a cart that looks like it has a potted plant. And they gave me this cart. It is a massive character. It has the most ridiculously slow acceleration. Remember back in the old Mario Kart games, like Bowser was always like really high top speed, but it took forever to get there. So if you hit anything, it was just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. This felt worse than that, but I was holding my own. I was in first or second. He and I were trading back and forth for the most of it. Towards the end of the race, I'm in first. I'm like, I got this, and I got blue shelled. Right towards the end of the race.
Ain't that the way?
So, but it was pretty funny because half of the class was cheering for me and half the class was cheering for this kid. And the teacher across the hall came after school and she's like, I gotta ask, like, what was the chanting for? And I had to explain to her, like, so you're welcome to come over. I was like, sorry for the noise. She's like, no, I didn't have a class at that time. I just, I heard the noise. I said, you should come over. You could have played. She's like, I'll remember for next time. So that was my story for the week. I thought it was pretty funny.
That's good.
So.
No, you're a teacher that is also a loser.
Yeah, I lost to a third grade kid.
That's rough. Now they know that. They know you're weak.
I know. Now, man, I'm never going to live that down.
They're not going to be afraid to leave their houses at 2:17 in the morning.
I actually had to send something out to the parents on Friday after school. I had to do like a survey, and they had to pick their kid from a drop-down list or whatever to answer a question. And I gave nicknames to every one of the kids just based on stuff that happened throughout the week. And when I got to that kid, I said Mario Kart champion in parentheses.
There you go. I bet he likes that.
Yeah, he really does like that. So he's going to remember this class, the year that he beat his teacher at Mario Kart.
Yeah, he's not going to remember where Rush is on the map, but he will remember
right
winning Mario Kart.
It was pretty fun. But
the kid's going to graduate. The kid's going to graduate high school and be like, I beat Mr. Clark.
Yeah.
In his commencement speech, at like his graduation speech, he's gonna. I remember back in 3rd grade, my teacher challenged me to Mario Kart, and I destroyed him.
It's just gonna be a mic drop. He's just gonna go out there and be like, "I beat Mr. Clark."
I already told him I want a rematch next week, so there's definitely rivalry brewing
between you and an 8-year-old.
Blooming.
That's normal.
I think that might be what I was trying to say, Zach or Jake. Thank you. Anyway.
Blooming.
Let's talk about
blooming and bluing.
What have you been playing this
week on the podcast? Who are you asking? What?
You want to have a conversation? I can just sit back. You guys can do a podcast.
Yeah, man, we're allowed to talk to each other. You know,
it's a Jake and Zach show.
Jake, what have you been catching up on this week?
I have been playing Dead Zone Rogue. It is. Did I talk about this last time? I don't remember. But it's a roguelike. It's on a spaceship. It's a little bit of an older title. Actually, it used to be called Star Siege Dead Zone, and it was a PvPvE. And they decided that the PvP wasn't going great, and so they got rid of it, and they re-released it as just Dead Zone Rogue, and now it's a roguelite. But it's got gunplay, some melee play, but you're trapped on a spaceship. You look sad. You have no face. You're kind of scary to look at. But your
game kill or not.
But your mission is to get through so many rooms to figure out what's happening on the ship, to find out where all the crew went and all that nonsense.
I feel like you've been getting into rogues more than I would have expected. Didn't you not like rogues before?
Oh, I love rogues, but I normally try to stick with the ones that I don't have to restart because restarting hurts my feelings. But I do like rogues. I've got three on the list right now to play.
Wait. What kind of rogue has you not start over? I don't understand. Like start over from scratch, like all the way?
No. I would like to play games that don't force me to start over. But I do like rogues because I do like the progression of it.
That's what I'm saying. Give me an example of one that does not make you start over.
Oh, no. It's not a rogue. It's just other games. I'd rather play games that aren't roguelike. Because I don't want to start over, because starting over hurts my feelings.
It just seems like you like games that are hundreds and hundreds of hours. Like those are prime for the
right.
taking.
But playing those hundreds of hours, I have hundreds of hours of progression. Whereas if I'm playing a roguelike, I go 20 minutes and then I die and then I start over and I'm like,
yeah, but as long as you get stuff along the way, it doesn't make it feel like a wasted run. You're not really starting over. Right?
It depends on the game.
Yeah,
depends on the game.
Zach, what about... No, go ahead.
That's me.
All right. What about you, Zach?
Well, that was awkward.
I'm so sorry.
Did remind me I did play. I've eaten a couple runs of Rogue Prince of Persia now. I have a what is it? I don't know. Ascension. I think they call it Ascension rank. So it's where you can make the run more difficult, like your weapons break and stuff. You can add that in there. That's been fun. It's getting more difficult. Didn't have much to add there, but I did remember.
So like, even though, like, there's, I think you mentioned last week that there's multiple ways to, like, you roll credits, but there's still more story, so there's more incentive to keep going, right? If I remember correctly.
No, there's no more story.
There's no more story. So what's the drive? You just like the game that much that you just want to keep going?
Yeah, like running on walls, man.
Okay,
that's really. I mean, that's really it. You know, like I looked at some footage of Dead Cells, and I'm like, oh, this. I could see how Rogue Prince of Persia very much looks like a sequel to Dead Cells, but you can't run on the walls there.
No.
And I feel like that adds so much. It makes you want to play so aggressively.
Yes,
man, I get pretty aggressive on Dead Cells, though.
No, I'm sure. I haven't played it. I wouldn't know. But yeah, just like I like the flow, and I don't have all the weapons unlocked yet, even.
So it's kind of fun to go back and do that.
Yeah, so I'm still checking some boxes.
Okay.
But speaking of checking boxes, man, I'm playing a lot more Division 2.
Yeah.
The numbers go up.
Numbers do go up.
Yeah, I'm really digging this game. I don't know. I think it's a perfect game for unemployment because you're just grinding a lot. get some loot. But so I don't know if this, I don't know if I would be able to get into this game normally. But right now, I'm really liking it. I really like the setting of this kind of post-apocalypse where, like, it was just that dollar flu thing, right?
Yeah.
So like technology is still okay, like satellites and wireless communications and everything still going strong. That's kind of a unique angle for a post-apocalyptic setting.
Two is placed a little bit after the happenings of 1 because the first one is in New York. And I think it's just Manhattan,
Right?
So only Manhattan is hurt. So you're in there trying to solve it. So yes, it's post-apocalyptic, but everyone outside of that is just fine.
Is that how numbers work? 2 comes after 1.
I hate you so much.
Yeah.
And then what? Division 2 is in Washington. So like after
Washington,
it spread
DC,
a little bit.
I think it's like a half a year later. Like some people are starting to rebuild.
Yep.
Yeah, your base of operations out of the White House, which is pretty sick.
That is pretty cool.
Yep. Your commanding officers in the Oval Office. Yeah, I think it's a great game. Some of the best shooting ever.
Yeah, it feels really good. I think we talked about it last week, but I miss how good that shooting felt. And headshots feel real, even though I think you said it last week too, like 12 headshots for some of those guys.
Yeah,
doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
But yeah, as long as you can get past that suspension of disbelief, it is one of the best shooters out there.
Here's to Division 3.
Yeah, it's on the way. I like planting my turret up and then going around the other guys, just flanking, getting up high and just raining hell on them. It's good. It's good stuff.
Playing that multiplayer gave me a lot of. I know it's not anywhere near the same kind of gameplay, but just the online fun that I had with Gears Horde mode. You know what I mean? Where you just team up and like you kind of look out for each other, pick each other up, and you go this way, I'll go that way, work together, complimenting each other on headshots, and man, I did that with Division 2 for a long, long while.
You compliment each other?
Yeah, nice shot, man.
That's not what online play is for.
With friends, not with randos.
No, we're not even with friends. Be honest. I wish
we'd do that, man. I don't know why I would lie about that.
I was going to say something bad, but we're on the podcast. I had to rein myself in.
So anyway, are the DLCs worth it, Jacob? They're on sale right now for pretty cheap.
Yeah, the Warlords of New York, they're both pretty short.
Okay.
I don't remember how much they cost, but yes, they are. They're both pretty short, but they are fun.
They're on sale together right now for just the price of just $15, which is just the price of Battle for Brooklyn on its own anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a maybe.
I think that would be a good pickup.
It's good. I just want to play more all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Does the how are you like towards the end? Like are you in the end game of Division 2?
No, I'm assaulting the last of the strongholds next. So I'm about to be in the end game of the base game.
I was gonna say at the end game it opens up a roguelike portion of the game. It puts you in, and then you do rooms of enemies, and then you get a bonus. You get one of the perks that they give you throughout the game. But it's just a constant. Yeah. It was relatively later. I think it was like added 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, that one that's a lot of fun. You go and you pick a room and difficulty and what kind of stuff's in the room, and then they reward you with stuff, perks and whatnot.
We're pretty far afield of what Tom Clancy means as a brand name, though, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think this was what Tom Clancy envisioned when he wanted to make games.
No.
So, Zach, I know we didn't get a chance to play Baldur's Gate this week, but we did play last week.
Oh my God.
And I don't think we talked about it, did we? Or did we?
Didn't we record last week?
I mean, we probably did.
I don't remember us talking about it. Maybe we did. Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's a long time ago.
Do you remember working last week?
They all start coming together. It's amazing. People will like in our Discord say, "Hey, Scott, you said this on the podcast," and I was like, "I did." I don't remember which episode was that, dude. The last one, like you like said that on the last episode.
Yeah.
Things start jumbling in my head a lot. The older
I don't know. Well, I know my top note is that Missouri is yummy. So I don't know
we definitely talked about that. We did talk about that.
Well, I don't know because we also discussed it extensively in person with one another.
That's true.
Yeah. So, I don't know if we did because I remember the gold person. I guess it might be redundant.
That was a while ago. That was 2 sessions ago.
We haven't played for the last 2 weeks.
It's been that long. I thought we played last week.
Yes.
No.
Okay, well, scratch that. Never mind. I put it on there because I thought you had stuff to catch up on from last week. So,
is that why it says LOL?
That's why I put LOL.
Okay, well then let's go ahead and jump.
What a professional, really put together show we got here, huh?
I know, right?
We're really on top of it.
Well, I've been doing this for 560 something episodes, but let's go ahead and jump into the week's news. Some interesting things to talk about. Some new trailers. Starship Troopers Extermination has new DLC available now. Sean reported on that for us. A game called Kentum is coming to PC and consoles later in 2025. Rewilders, The Lost Spring is coming soon to PC and consoles. Wild Blue, looks like Star Fox is coming out on PC, but still no release date is known. We talked about that a little bit last week. And Project Spectrum coming to PC in 2026. It does look pretty awesome. All those links are available on our website if you'd like to check out the news. But in other news in the industry, Atari scoops up some dormant Ubisoft IPs. Cyberpunk 2077 is a physical hit for Switch 2. The Mix had its fall games showcase this past week, and Hollow Knight Silksong is coming in cheap. Zach, what story would you like to talk about, sir?
I'm going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 selling so well for Switch 2 because it matters to me that 75% of the copies were sold physically.
That is interesting.
That says something in a world of ever-going digital. It's worth noting that the whole game is on the cartridge, right? It's not a game key card. It is a full release.
And isn't that the only one or something like that? Like outside of Nintendo?
One of very few.
Right.
One of 2 or 3, I think.
So people are voting with their wallet that we want it this way, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if you listen to other publishers, they talk about how their sales are much softer than they expected on the Switch 2. So I think weirdly maybe the game key cards are a problem for people.
Yeah, I mean, why bother with it if you can just if the cartridge isn't going to do you any good, might as well just buy digitally.
But it's good for ownership, right? Because you could sell it to a friend or sell it to GameStop or whatever. Yeah. But if you're concerned about preservation, it's useless.
Right.
It's just an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cyberpunk 2077 is also the best-selling non-Nintendo game on the console, so it's pretty substantial that most of them are going out there physically, I think.
And it's so interesting considering what a rocky start this game had.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been so beloved for so long now.
I know. It's just. I just,
the anime didn't hurt.
I think the anime helped a hell of a lot, man. That game had a public revitalization around that anime.
I mean, hey, you mess up, you fix it.
Dude, I'm starting to feel like I should play it, Right, I missed out now. Especially that DLC with Idris Elba.
Oh, I know. I still haven't touched the game. And I have access to it. I could just go play it.
Yeah. Right. I think the story is great because I don't think physical is as dead as publishers want you to think they are. That's why when they tell you their digital numbers, it wraps it all up, and the microtransactions and DLC numbers are all wrapped up into the same digital sales figure for everybody but Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they don't want people to buy it physically, obviously, because they get a bigger cut if it's digital.
Well, yeah, it's because they don't have price points. They don't have cheaper if you buy digital. It's the same price you buy it physical or digital. So yeah.
Paul Hine from the community says it was a good game from the get-go. Have 400 hours in it. Paul, those are rookie numbers. Can I beat those up?
So I feel like it might be a little disingenuous to call a game that got delisted from storefronts good from the get-go.
It just wasn't.
I'm happy it worked for Paul so well.
Well, didn't CB and he reported on this show that he didn't have any of the issues that everybody talked about when he played it on Xbox.
I don't know. Is CB a trustworthy source on this?
I mean, he's the only.
We love you, CB.
Jake, what story would you like to talk about?
So much hate, so much shade. Let's talk about Silksong. So Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out really cheap. It was confirmed to only cost $20. The original was $15. It was released in 2017. This game has got some mad mad anticipation going on. I have had it in my it has been sitting on my wish list for I think like 3 years. I've been waiting forever, and I probably would have paid $40 for it. I didn't care what it was coming out as I was going to buy it.
That's the thing that kind of surprises me that they did. I mean, it is kind of funny that we're talking about how cheap it is. It's literally 25% more expensive. Or, and that's not the right math, but it's $5 more than it was than the original was, which was a stupid cheap game back in 2017 because of how much content there is in that game. That is a massive game.
I think it's a really good ploy because the first game came out because it was an indie title, and so it was cheap, and then it blew up. And so this one, they're like, oh, we know everybody's going to want to get it day one, so we're going to put it super cheap, and then it's just going to fly off the shelves.
Right. But I think you're proof, right? I think most people would have happily paid $40 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially because they, it's not like they sold Hollow Knight, right? It is still just those 3 indie developers. It's easy to want to support somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the $40 would have gone well, especially I feel like the average indie game price nowadays is around 30.
Yeah, it's getting up there. Yeah,
there's a game, I cannot remember what it is, but it's the one that's made by the Flower People that came out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Sword of the Sea.
Sword of the Sea. Thank you. $30 indie game, and it's 2 hours long. Now, I know Zach doesn't like it when I talk about how much a game costs, versus how long it takes to complete it and whatnot. But I'm sorry, man. $30 for 2 hours is
that's a tough sell. Though it makes me wonder, why was Journey $20 at $2 or 2 hours? Is that $10 the difference breaker for you?
No, I think didn't I don't remember. I was so hyped for what Journey was.
Yeah,
because everybody was talking about it so positively. I couldn't wait to play it, and I played it, and I was severely disappointed. And that's probably why I won't buy a game from that developer anymore, because I was burned so bad. But but still, this is I haven't looked at how long to beat, but the last one easily 30 hours. Yes, Jake,
probably, yeah,
easily. And if they're just doing an extra $5, yeah, with how hyped this game was, people would have spent $40 or $50 for this game.
Right, so hyped that every other game is like, adios.
Yes.
See you in October, man.
Because
not all of them.
We're moving.
Yeah, dude.
But good on them, because the price has been rumored like all week, and I was like, I'm not saying anything until I hear from Team Cherry. Like everyone's like speculating, and they're digging in the code, and this is what the price is going to be, and then was it just like yesterday as when I saw it? I don't know when they posted it, but officially $19.99 plus. It's on Game Pass. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can just play it at no additional cost. So,
I guess you could support an indie developer and just buy it, Scott.
I could, but I still never finished the first one, and I don't think they need my $20.
I was just being a dick.
Yeah,
they certainly don't need your $20. That's for sure. Although, do you think they regret the Game Pass deal now? Because they signed that years ago. I remember, because it was announced as it.
I don't think so. I think if they regretted it, they would have bumped the price up.
That's
especially if they were going to get a cut of it.
Yeah, I think not as many people play it on,
Xbox.
I'm saying that wrong. I think a lot more people buy copies of games than you think, even if it is on Game Pass. I bought 2 copies.
That's not what I've heard from indie developer or indie publishers.
Really?
They say being on Xbox and not being on Game Pass is borderline useless.
Really?
Yeah. Also, I'll send you some quotes, man.
Okay, I would love to hear that, but I mean, I know Clear Obscure was an exception, right? People like you and me that really wanted to support this developer, first time debut game, But by the way, Jake, weren't you playing? Did you play that yet?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay,
I have not.
But as bad as indie sales can possibly be on Xbox, I feel like Hollow Knight would not have that worry.
No, I don't think so.
So I wonder if they're like, darn it, it wouldn't have mattered to us. We could have been a hit without Game Pass.
Which is weird. Yes. You think that they would have anyway. It was highly anticipated even before this weird year of hype for that game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe Microsoft backed up the dump truck.
Must have.
Maybe.
All right, let's talk about Atari. They are in the news again. They acquired Cold Fear, I Am Alive, Child of Eden, Grow Home, and Grow Up. Ubisoft was looking to focus its resources, gain some capital, and focus on its successful franchises. Here's a quote from Atari VP of New Business, Deborah Papiernik. Atari has a rich gaming legacy and deep appreciation for these classic titles. We're excited to see how they'll evolve and connect with players in fresh, meaningful ways. That's unquote. The first order of business will be re-releasing these titles on modern platforms under the Atari label. After that, we'll begin plans to expand and extend these franchises. So what do you guys think about those? I've played a little bit of Child of Eden, a little bit of I Am Alive, and I keep hearing people talk so positive about Grow Home and Grow Up, and I've not played those, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to do that again.
I have not played any of those games.
No, okay. Zach?
Cool. I love I Am Alive. I think it's a tremendous post-apocalyptic game. It takes place in a destroyed Chicago. Fun fact. It had a cool mechanic where you could like threaten NPCs in interesting ways. Like if you had you had a gun, right? So you had one bullet, you could shoot maybe the guy who's not afraid of you. He's like walking towards you, and you could kind of surmise he's the leader. So you shoot him, and now maybe the other people are afraid. So even though you didn't have another bullet, they might run away just because they think you are a top dog. Yeah. Which is cool, and then if you click the trigger, they'll know you're out, and then they'll rush it. It had a lot of cool mechanics. A very mean-spirited apocalypse. I mean, just really gets into the nastiest of the nasty of human behavior, which was certainly compelling to me at the age I played it. At any rate, but yeah, and I've never played Cold Fear, but I've always wanted to because it just looks like Resident Evil 4, but on a ship. So I'm happy to have an easy way to access it shortly. I think this is a weird batch of games to buy.
Yes,
but it sounds like Ubisoft was really shopping some stuff around.
Well, I think Ubisoft. Remember we were talking about Ubisoft being in trouble earlier in the year.
Right.
That maybe that's still going on. So they needed some capital.
I was going to say, more importantly, where are these successful franchises Ubisoft's talking about?
I think it's just Tom Clancy and Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah.
What's left?
Far Cry.
There was a post, a tweet today from the Rayman account that there's some news in that franchise coming in the near future.
Dude,
so
that'll sell Ubisoft Plus subscriptions.
Oh no!
First time that account has tweeted since 2021.
Hey, Rayman's
Clear
great.
Your calendars.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah,
I just think
it is funny. Yeah,
I believe today is the 30th anniversary of the release of that game on. Boy, which one was it? It was either PlayStation or Jaguar. Jaguar? Is that right?
I think it's also the 30th anniversary of the announcement of Beyond Good and Evil 2 as well. So Ubisoft Montpellier, they're busy.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Rayman game on mobile as well? Like a platformer Rayman on mobile?
Go.
Rayman Go. No, it wasn't like a Go game. It was
those games are good though. No, are you sure it wasn't just like a release of Rayman Legends or something?
It might have been. I think it was a release of one of those games, but it was on. But this is before the playing games on your phone with a controller and a dot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A backbone controller. Before that was a thing. This was like playing it with touch controls, and it actually, it's not a hardcore challenging platformer, so it was fun to do.
But back to Atari, I think what they're doing interesting things now. Right, like they're doing weird re-releases, like that Missile Command or that Yars game they did. They're doing interesting things, trying to reimagine franchises. They bought Night Dive.
That Yars game is great, by the way. It's fun. Yeah,
good.
But then they're also releasing like new Atari 2600s with controllers to be each of the ghosts in Pac-Man. So there's a pink one and a blue one and a red one and a yellow one for Pac-Man.
Yeah, so they're doing stuff.
They're doing stuff, yeah.
Right, it's better than like 15 years ago when they were just like selling hats. So
that's true.
Speaking of
anniversaries, before we finish with the news, I got to say, because Zach and I were talking about this over text. First off, everybody, if you're not familiar or don't follow us on social media, I've been doing this thing for the past several months where I find a video game that released on this day, and then I give a little synopsis of it and post a couple of pictures. It's just kind of a fun down memory lane thing, like on this day in video game history kind of thing, and it's been fun. But the one that kind of got me this week was Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain, released 10 years ago. I actually did the date wrong on this one. It's actually 10 years today, not yesterday. That does not seem like 10 years ago. Like when I was doing that, I was like, I don't even remember that being on Xbox 360. I thought that was an Xbox One, PS4.
I don't imagine 360 was the best place to play it.
Probably not.
But it was definitely there.
Did you play through that game?
I never finished it, no. Yeah.
I only played the beginning of it
at the time.
And that game is bizarre as hell at the beginning of that game.
I mean, it's kind of like a 2-hour cutscene, right? You're mostly just like pushing forward down a hallway for 2 hours, as I recall.
I don't think it was 2 hours, but
well, I guess it felt like 2 hours.
Have you played any other Metal Gear Solid game?
Well, that's what's weird about Metal Gear Solid 5, because then after that, it really just kind of shuts up for the next 20 hours.
It's just like a tactical spy stealth game.
Yeah, it was very light on story compared to the other ones.
But there's supposed to be like very unique ways to be able to do the objectives in that game, like all the tools and things you could use. And anyway, I just thought it was funny that was like 10 years old. The years are flying.
It's hard to imagine. So for 10 years now, I've been saying, boy, I'll get back to Metal Gear Solid 5 any day now.
Yeah. You'd have to start over at this point.
Yes. Yeah, without question, I'd have to start
Just go play Delta.
I don't know.
There you go.
It's not, I mean, I guess it's Big Boss's origin.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really think it's the same game.
Don't understand that.
Delta is now
story.
Well, Delta is not Metal Gear Solid 5, is what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying that Delta is the new control scheme is based off of 5.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
there it is. Well, that's the news for the week. I want to remind everybody very quickly about the Hollywood Outsider Gaming Outsider Cruise on July 19th through July 26th. There's a link in the show notes on how you can sign up for that if you'd like to go on a vacation with some Go members. I know Zach and I will be there for sure.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Hopefully some others. Still trying to talk Jake into it.
Zach's going to be there. I'm not going to be there.
Jake is not going to be there.
Well, this is how I found out that Jake got beef with me.
Yeah.
Good to know.
He's not cool.
We're going to play shuffleboard.
We're going to do the Jake and Zach show, but guess not.
You know what's funny? On the cruise ships, I see those shuffleboard games like painted on the deck. I've never seen anybody actually play shuffleboard.
Scat, let's drunkenly play some shuffleboard.
Dude, I will 100% do that. Let's do it.
All right, cool. I'm in.
Yes.
Down.
All right, I'm going to hand the reins over to Jake, who's going to tell you about R2V2, which is just a month or so away. What do you got, man?
All right, we are in the season of R2V2. We are locking in vendors and making some great contacts for future events going forward. We're trying to make it the best event that we can for everybody. This year, we welcome Paul E. Newman as our special guest.
Niemeyer.
Recognize Niemeyer. Niemeyer.
Paul Newman's been dead for a long time.
Good sausages, though.
I saw his name earlier today looking at stories. My bad. Niemeyer. My bad. He's a special guest. You may recognize the name. He's the artist of the Mortal Kombat logo. We had him on a couple weeks ago. So yeah, if you buy the tickets at the door, they're $10 for both the con and the concert. But if you go on Eventbrite right now, they're on sale for $13 up until October 19th.
To be clear, it's $10 for the con, $10 for the concert. So
was
it's
that
$20 total.
I'm so sorry.
You said it was $10, but they're on sale for $13. So it made it sound like you can get them on sale for cheaper. I don't think
that's why I said them individually. $10 for the con and $10 for the whatever. Okay.
Just want to make sure.
I'm just screwing up left and right. Just fire me already.
No, you're good,
list?
man.
I'll sign it.
You want to sign the list now?
There's a list.
So yeah, head over to r2v22025.eventbrite.com. You can get those tickets for a few bucks cheaper if you pre-order them up until October 9th. Can't wait to see everybody there. With that, let's go ahead now and jump into the new games that we've been playing. Take it away, Zach.
On September 5th, we start the week with Chronos: The New Dawn, new survival horror game from Bloober Team, who coming off a hot release of Silent Hill 2 that launches on PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch 2, and PC. I don't know if that's a game key card or not. but it's coming. Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion is coming to PS5, Xbox Series console, Switch 2, and PC. The latest release in the mech series. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots is some golf game coming to PS5, Switch, and PC. It's not some golf game.
It's some golf game.
Some golf game, some historic franchise or whatever.
Is that like Hot Shots golf?
And then finishing off on September 5th, NBA 2K26 releases on all 6 modern consoles as well as PC. So you can get that anywhere. They will take your virtual currency for your virtual players wherever you want them. On September 9th, Bubsy The Perfect Collection will allow you to relive hell with Bubsy 3D on PS5.
Excuse me, Zach. There are 2 R's in that word.
Oh, do you mean Bubsy The Perfect Collection?
There we go. I like that better.
Ooh, like that, huh? Go to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch, PC. Yeah, Jake's he's over the beef now. Firefighting Simulator Ignite is the latest simulating game. Probably not as exciting as mowing grass, though, Scott. Going to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Then on September 10th, Garfield Kart 2 All You Can Drift is a new game you can challenge that 8-year-old to. Going to PS5.
Maybe we could beat him on that one. Listen, put away the Mario Kart.
Yeah, this is a real man's game.
Garfield Kart 2.
What All You Can Drift? What a name.
Yeah, dude.
It's way too hard for the. It's way too hard of a subtitle for Garfield.
Dude, he's got that lasagna while he's taking that curve. That's coming on everything but Switch 2 and PC. And then September 11th, never forget, sees Baki Hanma Blood Arena. I can only assume that is a anime fighting game. Releasing for everything but Switch 2 as well as PC. Dead Reset comes to everything but Switch 2, including iOS and Android. And then Transmaz Legends comes to everything but Switch 2. Not the Switch 2 native games are surprisingly rare. But I guess I've been hearing that's because Nintendo is stingy with dev kits for some reason.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
With how many Switch 2s have sold. Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of you can see a lot of indie developers who are just like, yeah, when they talk to Nintendo about it, they're like, well, it can run on Switch 1, right? Just release it for that. So maybe, I don't know. It's an interesting time out there.
There are a lot of Switch 1s out there still. And
yes, I mean, that's true. So maybe that's their angle, right? They're trying to make sure you're still making Switch 1 games. Maybe they're afraid if they give you a Switch 2 dev kit, you wouldn't want to make a Switch 1 game anymore.
That's possible.
It's possible, yeah, for sure.
I mean, what the Wii's lifespan was 12 years, wasn't it? So
in some hearts, it's still going.
Scott, would you choose a game from this week?
Oh my God! Yeah. Which game? Which game do you want to pick, Scott?
Chronos: The New Dawn.
I'm so ready for Gears of War talk.
I know. I'm stoked as well too. But
yeah, why Chronos?
Because it looks like Dead Space, and I keep getting disappointed by games that look like Dead Space and are not Dead Space. I'm hoping this is the one.
What about you, Jacob?
I love me some simulator games. So the firefighter one looks interesting, but not interesting enough for me to try it. I don't know.
So that's the one you're most interested on this list, but you're not gonna play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, none of these other games look
everybody's
like
golf hot shots just does something for me on like a primal level.
He's not going to get 200 hours of grinding out of Hot Shots golf, man. So why is he interested?
Watch me.
Hot Shots golf, though, man.
Dude, for sure. I'm with you, Scott. Chronos: The New Dawn looks really good.
And kudos to that developer for not moving their game release.
Yeah, none of these people are afraid of Hollow Knight. Although I was thinking about that because like Hell Is Us came out on the same exact day.
Mm-hmm.
Or is coming out on the same day, and I was just like, is that because they have discs? Like it would be so much harder to move it back.
Oh, maybe.
Because I do feel like, even for a game like Chronos, which is coming from a developer of some renown now, there's just I feel like all of the energy is going to be on Hollow Knight.
They're banking on people like playing it on Game Pass and then giving up after a couple hours. And what else can I play? Oh,
I guess I'll buy Chronos for $70 or whatever.
Is it a $70 game?
I think it's 60, but I think it's 60. I stand correct. I would like correct the record. It's a $60 game.
Speaking of games you can play when you're bored, Scott, Zach, you guys have been playing Gears of War Reloaded.
The remake?
Yeah.
Okay,
one remake wasn't enough for Gears of War.
Let me have it. Start firing away.
Yeah. So I played the campaign by myself just for like the first couple missions, just because I wanted to see how it looks. I just wanted to see because the game is going to control exactly the same, right? But it definitely looks a lot sharper. Like we talk all the time about like, oh, this remaster, it looks like how I remember it looking, back in the day when my eyes weren't callous to modern. No, this looks a lot better. This looks better than what I remember playing. Like it's just, some of the character faces still have a little bit of like, oh, the mouths aren't moving the same way. I don't care. I really don't care about that. As long as the gameplay is fun and the environments look fun, pretty and explosive and gruesome, I'm there. Did you touch the campaign at all, Zach?
I didn't.
Yeah. Did you finish it?
No, I did not. No, I did not touch it. No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed.
I should have. You're right, but I just feel like Gears of War is still very fresh in my mind for some reason. So I didn't feel compelled. It was more of like, when I decide to replay the trilogy, it'll be nice to have this version waiting for me.
Right. I'm still perplexed that they're not doing at least two, like because
I feel like I would have much rather just had like a bundle of the trilogy remastered rather than just the first game remade for sure. But this is The Last of Us for Xbox. They just can't help themselves but remake this game over and over again.
Right. So this is a game. This is where we've talked about this in the past that Zach and I kind of cemented our friendship over Gears of War. With some other people, Brian Williams. I did a podcast with him for 7 years. So Zach and I decided to get the old crew together for Gears of War to do some multiplayer, and I cannot even express how much fun that night was.
Dude, it was unbelievable amount of fun. I couldn't believe how much fun we were having. It was the old crew back together.
It was you, me, Aaron Peterson. We had Bomb in there for a minute, but his mic didn't work. I don't know what it was that everybody that I invited didn't have a good mic or something.
Yeah, you don't have a single friend with a microphone, it turns out.
Aaron Hughes was in there. He finally did get his mic to work. Ominous Sage, which doesn't go by that name anymore.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe seeing Sage again.
He goes by a different name now, but it was crazy. It was so much fun rolling with you guys again. And like every time we come across a map, not a new map, but like one that we hadn't played this go around, I was like, oh, this map, and
right? Oh yeah, Fuel Depot. What's up?
Everything is the crossbow. Oh, what's that weapon called now?
The torque bow.
The torque bow. The torque bow is still over there in Tyrol Station, up at the end of the platform, and everything is right where it was. I got more to say, but I feel like I'm monopolizing the conversation. Zach, what's your experience? What did you think?
I mean, it's mostly the same, right? It is Gears of War again. All the DLC maps are there, so that's a nice little plus. Raven Down was added later, but there it was in all its glory. Dude, I mean, it's just so fun. The chainsaw on each other. What I loved is we somehow managed to convince the group to go off of party chat, and talk with random people, and that was great. Because you meet weird people, you meet cool people, you agree with the other team of like, hey, let's all just run in the middle and hold up our chainsaws and see what happens.
And we did that multiple times.
That was so fun. It's just a bunch of people not taking it too seriously, just having fun, popping the heads off their friends. I felt pretty good with that sniper rifle. I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, I hate you.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun going up against Scott.
He was on your team.
Only when we had more than 4, we had to play private matches, so the teams got a little mixed up there. So I did get a chance to kill Scott. He chainsawed me a couple times. I didn't even see him coming once.
Yeah, I walked up right up behind you, and I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, he got me.
There is pockets of goodness in me in that game. There was one round where I had like 3 shotgun kills, like right back to back at the end of the match to win the match, and that felt good.
Dude, it felt like the body remembered what it needed to do.
Seriously, like that distance, like I know that distance for the shotgun. It's
right.
It's cool, but you're totally right. Like going off of party chat and staying in there, because if people that don't know, when you can talk to your team during the game, but then once you're killed, you go to the dead room and you can talk to those that are dead. And it's always fun when someone comes in and you hear they're exasperated.
Right.
Like I just got headshot or whatever. And then you joke around about that. But then after the match is over, you go back in the main lobby and the entire chat can talk to one another. And I feel like we didn't run into anybody that was a jerk or an a-hole or anything like that. It was like everybody was just, and it was PC players playing with console players, seeing the PlayStation logo next to the gamer tags.
A lot of the PlayStation logo. It must be doing well over there.
Yeah. Oh, it was just an absolute blast. And I already can't wait for the next night we get to do it, because it's just, it was just so much fun.
Dude, it's kind of a minor miracle that we actually did it instead of just talk about doing it.
I didn't even like consider Ominous, because I hadn't I feel like I fell off talking to him, after we stopped playing Gears. I didn't like play anything else with him. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was a listener of the show that we kept in touch with, whatever. But it was like walking into a time machine and just
for real
picking up right where we left off. So good.
Yeah. Yes.
I wish you guys could see the smile on Zach's face right now. We don't get that big smile on his face, because that's how much we were digging this game.
It was fun. I mean, I was texting all the guys afterwards being like, dude, oh my God, it's so fun. Like it was just a total blast. Brian Williams remains one of the funniest people to have ever lived.
He's got a laugh that will just stick in. I can hear it right now.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like that slight Georgian accent that he's got going, it's got going on makes everything just a little bit funnier. Dude, it's just a total blast. Yeah, the dead room was like so nostalgic. Talking to the other team, or like, because when you're playing and one of your teammates die, you just hear the fa, of them dying. But then if you're in the dead room, all you hear is "kuh" when they come in. It's really funny.
I like how you did that.
Yeah,
that was good.
Absolutely.
The only thing there was one thing I wish we could do is I wish that, like, can't you only play execution in like
that was
or something like that?
That was really weird. Yeah. So our go-to game mode was execution back in the day,
which execution is if you down somebody, you have to finish them off. You can't just shoot them from across the map.
I would say you have to do a melee finisher, right? You have to get up and close and personal, and I think that makes for an intriguing game of everyone's got to play aggressive.
The exception is a sniper, right? You can still get a headshot with the sniper rifle.
Headshot's still one hit kill. You're right, but otherwise you have to get up and close and personal. But it was weird. Yeah, you can't play that in social. You can only play that in ranked with a team.
Right.
So that was weird. So we had to settle for Warzone, which is a similar mode where you only have one life per round, but you can kill people from across the map. Is the difference.
I feel like everybody meleeed anyway.
I just don't understand, because like that was absolutely our go-to mode,
right?
We never played ranked, so I don't know why they made that distinction.
Yeah, we almost always played like just us. Like I feel like we had a big enough group where it wasn't just like on our team. Like we were playing against each other, and teams were constantly mixing, and we were still able to play execution. So
those were good times.
There's one map we didn't play. There's I don't remember what it was called.
Gridlock?
Is it? No, Gridlock is the one that's got the. No, Raven Down is the one that's got the helicopter in the center. Is Gridlock the one? It had like a balcony in the middle, and then there were one balcony in the middle, and then there were two balconies on the opposite ends, like on the north side, one on the northeast, one on the northwest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Do you have to but are the spawn points down like a road where you have to take a slight curve to get to the battlefield? Yeah, that's Gridlock.
That's Gridlock. Like I don't remember playing that one this round, and like that was like one of the staples.
Yeah. That was the Blood Gulch of Gears of War.
Yes. Yeah. And we somehow did not play that map, which was weird. But
we got to get together again, man.
Seriously,
we can't let it be a one-time thing.
Seriously, I know those guys play on Wednesdays every night, so maybe we just do the same thing. Right? They make when they play every Wednesday. Well, they usually play like poker and stuff, but now that Gears is up,
Live? Now the Gears is
Prominence Poker, dude. They play every it's just something for them to do and just sit and talk.
Yeah.
But so now the Gears is here.
Why play poker when you can chainsaw your friend in half?
What a bunch of old people.
That is very old behavior. They are old. They're older than us.
You guys might as well just be sitting in rocking chairs.
Yeah.
Knitting.
We're not doing it. They are.
I know. And
by the
Scott's
way,
envious of them.
By the way, Aaron Hughes played with us. He's not played a whole lot of Gears of War.
Uh-huh.
That dude is really good but now, granted, he's playing mouse and keyboard, so he is a surgeon with a sniper rifle from a distance. But he had a good time too. And once we finally got
not controller,
dude, I don't care what anybody says. Mouse and keyboard, you definitely have an advantage when it comes to sniper rifle. When it comes to turret.
Oh my god, dude! Remember we had one person claim host advantage while we played?
Did it for real? I thought that was just a joke.
No, me saying host advantage was a joke, but they said that your team had like they came up with some excuse for why they were losing. That sounded very similar, and that's why I was like, "Oh yeah, host advantage is back, huh?"
there would have been words.
I think my favorite moment was when Zach revived me, and then I immediately stole his kill afterwards. And
dude, what was that about? I prioritized. I saved Scott and got the guy who got him down, and then I like a good person, prioritized getting my friend up before getting my kill, and then my friend betrayed me.
Shouldn't have revived me first.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who's the asshole here? I guess it's me, right? I should have known better. Lesson learned. Up again. You're on your own.
A sensible moment. Thanks to you.
I could sit and talk gears for forever, but we got to go on.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
I like hearing you talk.
Well, wow, that's a good thing because I got another game to talk about.
Yeah, is it Acecraft Sky Hero perchance?
It is Acecraft Sky Hero.
Playing this on iOS. So this looks like you described it as kind of Cuphead-ish in the art style, but it is a vertical shooter.
It's a shmup, not a shmup
as it were.
Yes.
Are there any schmiagonal moments?
There are no schmiagonal moments. There are, but interestingly enough, there are.
I hate your guys' jokes. It gives me a headache.
There is
some Schmideways.
Yes, this is a shmup-based game, but it is a mobile game. It is very microtransaction heavy. I have not been tempted or needed to, but it is a game that every time you fire it up, it says, "Hey, for $1 you can get all this," and so you're gonna have to X out 2 or 3 times in order to do it. Did you play it, Jake?
I did play it.
Did you? Okay, so you can talk about it as well. So that being said, this game is fun, man. The only reason I even checked it out is because Nate, our former producer, texted me and said, "This game is surprisingly good and it's free to play. Go check it out." And now I can't stop playing it. But yes, the art style is very that 1940s cartoon style, like a Cuphead. But and it's almost like the art has like a Vaseline veneer over it intentionally to make it look like it's old, and it works. There's something about it. But in terms of controls, you're constantly firing, and you just move around by drawing with your finger where you want to move, and it feels so good. And then there's a mechanic that allows you to absorb certain projectiles that are shot at you, because if they turn pink, you can absorb them. So you release the button, and your plane like hoovers up those things.
That's a clever mechanic for a touchscreen.
Yeah,
it does a barrel roll.
Is that what it is? It does a barrel roll that like.
I mean, it gets a vac. It does a barrel roll. Yeah, it does absolutely.
So when you do that, you vacuum up that projectile. That's how you fire your special weapon, and it just does like a stronger attack. So it's kind of a give and take kind of thing. So each stage is, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes long. You go through, you fight a boss, and they all look like Cuphead bosses, or like old Popeye cartoons, and they animate like those cartoons. Dude,
I saw Tom and Jerry on the App Store page.
It's all like characters that you can unlock. Yes, and I have not figured out how to without paying for them. Because I'm like, I don't really care about the characters. I just want the weapons is what's cool.
I'm sure Tom and Jerry would be a paid character,
probably. And it also feels like Tom and Jerry isn't as old. I don't feel like Tom and Jerry is as old as this cartoon style. Is it? No. That was like 60s or 70s, I want to say, but maybe I'm wrong.
I want to say they were the 40s, but
were they?
I'm not a TV historian. You're not one of those olds either, my friend.
Not that old, no. But here's the part that might intrigue.
Titles over here.
Tom and Jerry was created in 1940.
Wow. Here's the part that might interest you, because it actually takes one step further. It actually does the Vampire Survivors thing, where as you were taking down enemies, a meter increases, and once that meter is full, 3 cards pop up, and you have 3 upgrades that you can pick from. And it does evolution. So if you get an upgrade and match it up with another upgrade, and both of those get maxed out, then it does an evolution, and it's really freaking cool. So, and the weapons are very meaningful. You really feel stronger. You start with a pea shooter, 1 bullet. You get an upgrade. Now you're shooting 2 bullets. You can eventually shoot 3 bullets, and you can add a damage. You can shoot lightning bolts. You can shoot fireballs, and that's all part of the fun. And that's what keeps you coming back. Is each level it does the. I don't want to say Candy Crush because that's gonna scare people off. But like you go to a map, you finish the level, and then you get 3 stars for how well. There's 3 objectives to do on each level, and you get a star for if you complete each of them. One of them being time based almost always. But then like at the end of each match, and Jake, maybe you can help me because I just got kind of lost in all of the stuff you can do upgrades wise because there is like 4 different pages of stuff to do. And I truly don't get like one of them is gear. So you can get gear. You can level up the gear. You can or replace it with new gear. Were you lost like I was?
I didn't get that far into it, but yeah,
Okay.
you get gear, you get characters, you can upgrade the weapons that you get while playing the game. And there was another level up that I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah,
it's like an evolution. Like you can combine items to make something else. Almost like a workbench type of situation.
I mean, it's a standard free to play,
yeah,
game on your phone. That's like, I mean, anything that's like this. I just
think I've been out of the free to play loop for so long that I'm just not used to the overwhelming number of currencies and things that you do in between. I just want to play the game, and there is the ability to like just turn off all ads because I should back up. If you die, if your HP goes to 0. You get like 3 lives per stage, I think, either 2 or 3 lives. And in order to use one of those lives, you either have to have the ad-free version or you have to watch an ad. And these ads are like 2-3 minutes to watch an ad.
Wouldn't it just be quicker to just restart?
Yes,
probably. At that point, you might as well just restart because it's fun to play anyway. But
the lives allow you to start where you died.
Right.
Right.
How much is the ad-free version? Do you know?
I didn't look because I didn't want to be too tempted yet. I mean, I do like the game. I'm interested to support them, but I don't know how much I want to pull the trigger. But for a free to play game, I am thoroughly impressed. I think the controls work great. They've got a cool mechanic with the lifting the finger off that works really well. The progression is there. I'm already like a level 7 or 8 character after only playing it for a couple days. It's very smooth. The music and art is very attractive if you like that cup style look. And I think it's worth checking out. Acecraft Sky Hero. I'm playing it on iOS, but I assume it's on Android because you're on Android, right, Jake?
Yes.
Yeah. And there you have it. Moving on. Jake, you've been playing a game called Voidbreaker on PC, which again, another rogue. You like rogues? Yes. And this one though intrigues me because I'm not big on the first person shooter rogues, but this one looks crazy with the weapon modifications that you can do on this.
Oh, it gets worse.
Yeah,
I'll explain it in a second, but yeah, it's a first person. You run around, you go, you're in a simulation. The simulation tells you that you're working off basically a debt. And then it tells you what the debt is, and it's some obscene number. And it just basically says, get to work. And things happen. Another employee of the simulation reaches out to you and says, this is going to stop. It's just going to keep going until everyone's dead. And so you're trying to break the void. You're trying to break out of the simulation that's happening.
Oh, it's not just a clever name.
No. So your main objective is to run the simulations, find things in the simulation to help beat the simulation with this person that works outside of the simulation. Yeah, it's weird.
So is it more to it than just shooting other guys?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, most of it is just shooting other guys. You jump from the stages are islands. And so you go from island to island. They're labeled certain ways so you can okay, well, this one's got a randomizer, this one's got a loot box, this one's got a health kit or something in it. Okay, so you choose which islands you go you want to go to, so it benefits your run. The guns, I don't know, the gunplay itself feels really almost spotty to me.
Really?
Maybe I just can't hit anything. But I feel like I can hit things in Dead Zone really good, but I can't hit anything in this game. But they do give you sights or a mod, which hurts my feelings a little bit because that's the last thing I want is just to get a sight to help me to help shoot better and not actually do more damage against enemies that are getting stronger, like per island. But the gameplay is normal. The gameplay is completely normal. Where this game goes crazy is the customization. So it has this thing where every gun has a grid, and then you get little cubes that are your skills, and you put those cube skills into your gun block and blah blah, and your gun gets that ability. There are certain cubes that you get that will say like proc the block to its right twice. And so then the block to the right. So if you were doing like, let's say you get like electrical damage on your gun.
Yeah.
So when you shoot somebody, it does whatever the electrical damage is going to be. But if you have the proc block on it, when you shoot, it would shoot twice, or it would happen twice. Okay. It has a list of everything that says when they're going to double, but on the doubling thing, it says stacks infinitely, usually on some of the mods, depending on what's happening.
Oh, so you can do some Balatro stuff where you're getting the numbers just get stupid ridiculous. Yes. Okay.
So I started doing some crazy things and whatnot, and I just got really lucky one run, and I don't think I've ever seen another game do this. But I got this thing called a corrupted mod, and it's supposed to be something that works outside of the simulation to help you. And it said that you get a speed bonus for the amount of FOV you have. For the field of view you have, you get a speed bonus. And I went, that sounds weird. Like, what does that even mean? And it says in the description that the higher your FOV, the faster you move. Make yourself like a jet and go to 140. And so I was like, okay, I got to try this out. So I went into settings. I moved my FOV from what it was to max, which is 140. Oh. And my character was flying. Was like, I was skipping islands. I was skipping islands and I was skipping enemies, but I could not see anything because the FOV was like huge. It was nuts. But your character was so fast. But I'm assuming that there's going to be more of these types of mods in the game as you go further.
I've never heard of that. Like, actually change a setting in your game.
Yes. So you can you pause the game, you change the settings, you can go slower, you can go faster. It all depends on how fast you want to go. So yeah, it was nuts. So I'm excited to see what other corrupted mods they have in the game later on. And that's basically the driving force of why I keep playing it. Is because I want to see how far or how in depth this is going to go with the mods.
I'm curious what you said that like you don't like sights but you said you're also not hitting anything. Wouldn't sights help you hit something?
Well, okay. So like, the enemies move weird. They're not solid because they're a simulation. They look like they're a simulation, so they kind of phase in and out when they move. I don't know if you can see in a trailer, but yeah, when they move, they kind of shimmer. It's a very weird movement that they have, or some of them even look like they float. And so when you're aiming at them, sometimes I feel like I should be hitting them, but I'm actually not hitting them. But again, you don't get any sights, so using the iron sights is terrible. That's most games. I know how to use iron sights. It just seems like I'm not hitting things. But then you get the sights, and there are 4 different types of sights, and some of them are good, some of them are not good. One is literally a pinhole. Like I had equipped it with my kid next to me, and I said, there's my sight, and he was like, where? And I'm like, right there. And I had to like point on the screen the pixel that was lit up because I could not figure out how to aim with it. Wow. It was pretty small. And then there was another one that said there was just a classic red dot sight, which had no visual skin on it. It just put a dot on the screen, but the dot was huge. And it was obnoxious. I couldn't see anything past the dot. So I went from not being able to see it to being overly able to see it.
And it wasn't clear. Like you couldn't see through it. It was just like red dot.
It was just a solid white dot. I'm sure you can change the color of it, but man, it's just this. I mean, yeah, it's huge. It just takes the whole end of the gun.
It's kind of interesting. I kind of want to play this game. It's on PC Game Pass, but not Xbox Game Pass. It looks like.
Oh yeah, but yeah, the mod customization of the guns. You're constantly like, oh, okay, I got this new mod, so I can take this and put this block here, and this block will affect that block, and then allow me to do more damage here, and all that stuff. And you get little special powers that you can activate. And the mods are nuts. The mods are crazy in this game too. I was playing it earlier, and I got this mod that said, your bullets, everything you fire comes from the sky. And I went, what? That's weird. Why, whatever. Okay. So I went and I looked at an enemy and I shot him, and the bullet came from above him and hit him in the head. And
that's pretty rad.
I was like, how could this be advantageous? And then I realized, okay, well, I have a better chance of getting headshots because there's not really any other place for the bullets to land. And then I was in a building, and then I was in trouble because everything I shot hit the roof, and I had nothing except my melee. So
there's no secondary weapon. It's just that one weapon.
But no, there's no. Yeah, you choose the weapon that you have in the beginning of the game or beginning of the run, and then that's what you have in the run. And then you have like the sword thing. But the environments are completely destructible as well. And so while the bullets weren't able to penetrate it, I threw grenades, and the grenades blew up the walls, which allowed me to continue shooting them again. But yeah, I feel that this game can do some pretty funny things. In the trailers, they show you jumping pretty high. And so I'm assuming there's going to be a jump mod at some point that allows you to have either anti-gravity or just the ability to fly. But when you enter an island, it puts you in this dome to make sure that you can't run away. And so if you have this crazy jump mod on, I'm sure you can just like hit the wall and just zoom over.
Mm-hmm.
So
this game sounds awesome, man.
It sounds a lot more clever than I would have expected.
It is on Xbox and PlayStation, but it just looks like it was only on Game Pass for PC. But I didn't see the price on it. Did you plan on Game Pass? You don't have Game Pass, do you?
I played on Steam. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
What is this? Void Breaker?
What is the game I'm reviewing?
Countdown, Steam page. It is on sale right now for $17.99.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Well,
it's normally $20, so
that might be worth checking out. That sounds really awesome. Okay, we got one more game to talk about. Rel stopped by to tell us about a game. Gonna play that review for you right now. Thanks as always. I want to remind everybody, if you'd like to join our community, maybe team up and do some Gears of War, just saying. You can do so at a couple of different places. First off, facebook.com/groups/the GoCast. Also, our Discord server. That's a great place to meet up for Gears or any other games that you want to play. Links in the show notes. Also, if you guys get a chance, do us a favor and drop us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you listen to the episodes. It would help us out a great deal. Gets the other people checking out podcasts to get in front of them. Also, our website, thegamingoutsider.com. You can find all of our written content, such as Alyssa's review of Off, which is available right now. And also, Mark's review of Particle Hearts is available on the website. You can check that out over at thegamingoutsider.com. Or you can listen to the episodes there as well, but probably easier to go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But we would love it if you checked out the site.
I wonder how many times we've said the word gear this episode.
Gear?
Yeah, between Gears of War, between Acecraft having gear elements. Talking about Division's got gear elements. I just feel like we said gear a lot.
Yeah.
We need a gear counter.
yeah. Can I get a gear counter in the corner? Thank you.
Take a shot every time somebody says gear.
I'm not trying to kill our audience.
All right, well, let's go ahead now to our From the Outside In topic. It is the first podcast of September, and as is tradition, we ask our listeners for questions to answer on the show, most of which are video game related. As usual, y'all delivered, although it was a little short this week. We only had 2 questions, so it's going to be a short segment this week, but I feel like one's going to take a little bit longer. At least it took a lot longer for me to prepare for it.
If the chat's whipping up any questions, feel free, but otherwise, we'll answer these bad boys.
Absolutely. First off, let's start over. Both of our comments were from Discord this time around. David Newman says, You cannot purchase or review any more games until you finish all of the games in your library. Cannot delete any games. How long do you think this would take you? Includes all Xbox Live or PS Plus games you added that you never truly planned on playing. Wow. So we're talking, I mean, that's Steam, that's Xbox, that's PlayStation. Does that count the games that I game share with somebody? Like that, all the games that are on his account too?
It adds to your curse, absolutely.
I mean, if I had to ballpark this.
So do you think this counts, like, do you have to replay all of the games in your library, or is this just like the backlog?
Oh, I was taking it as backlog, but I guess you didn't really specify, did you?
All right, well, no, that's backlog seems appropriate.
He says games until you finish all the games in your library. So if I finished it,
okay, yeah,
you know what I mean. Now, and is finish mean roll credits or get all the achievements or trophies?
No, absolutely not. No. Well, in that case, I haven't finished most of the games I've played.
There you go.
Nor has most people.
Right. I say finish roll credits.
Yeah, roll credits for sure.
I mean, my number is
digital library. Is it physical library?
Oh, definitely both.
I would say definitely both. I don't have a whole lot of physical on current gen, but
I was going to say, because some of those achievements are just unobtainable now.
True. I would say somewhere in the 5,000 hour range. I have a pretty massive library, especially with my game share buddy.
Oh, that's a Thursday for me.
Yeah. That I believe.
And like I've never finished Skyrim. I've never, I've never finished. I think I did roll credits on Fallout 3 and 4. So, but there's
how many years? How does 5,000 hours break down for you across a year?
What do you mean, like the actual math?
Yeah, like how long is? No, I mean like, with how much you play in a year. How many years would it take you to get through 5,000 hours worth of video games?
Well, let's see. Recently,
Scott averages 20 minutes of game time a day.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to. I guess for you, you're a teacher, you should know this stuff. But I was just trying to figure out how long it might take you.
Ah, man. I mean, not longer than my lifespan.
You think? I don't think so, man.
I mean, it'd be one thing like until once I retire. Like I feel like gamers, and we've said this before, but gamers in retirement are gonna just be so like ready to go. They're gonna be so ready to retire.
Yeah.
I can just go finish all these games, all these JRPGs from the PS1 era that I never got to do. I'm gonna do that now. That's not gonna happen, but I'd like to think it would.
Yeah.
And I'll probably still want to play new stuff. Or maybe I'm not gonna even I'm not gonna be physically able to play games, but yeah, I mean I think that might even be conservative. I'm gonna say 5,000 hours. What about you guys?
Well, I'm trying to think, like, especially if you're adding just the games, like, the PS Plus games or whatever that you just add and forget about.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that like I own Final Fantasy 14, I feel like that's going to take a year alone, man.
Can you roll credits on an MMO?
For sure. There's mainline content, right?
I don't know.
Jake,
I've never played an MMO.
You seem like someone who would know.
The mainline content continues to be added. I have Warframe in my lineup, and that game is still going.
You haven't finished that?
Paul Hines in the chat. I'm sure he'll let us know. Paul, can you roll credits on an MMO like World of Warcraft? Because he has to have played World of Warcraft.
I mean,
I'm just gonna.
You could probably finish a storyline, but I mean that's not going to finish the game.
All right, I feel like if I did finish every game, I'm counting every Humble Bundle where like there were 4 games I wanted, but I didn't want the other 2. If I count everything, I feel like if you really buckle down, what do you think? 5 years, you get through everything, or am I being too?
I mean, no job.
Yeah, I guess
we don't have to work. We don't have to
but you're also not being distracted by any new releases, right?
You can't buy a new game until you finished all the other games.
Do we have to podcast about it?
Kind of
can I just play games and not have to do all my weekly stuff that I do to keep this podcast going?
Day 456.
So you think 5
no
years
end in sight
is I'm being too kind to myself. You think it would take longer
than 5? Would you say 5 years?
Yeah.
I don't know your library though. Like my library again is including CB's library.
Well, yeah,
like
and
for me to find a game in my library, I have to scroll down a while. Like Jake can attest when we try to find something.
I've only got the one kind of tall shelf of physical. I feel like, I think 5 years is fair. I don't know. Steam is so cheap that I've only had my Steam Deck for like a year and a half or whatever, and I feel like I've somehow have like 200 games on there, and yet I feel like I've spent very little. But it's just they add up quick. So yeah, maybe I'm being a little outrageous, but I'm gonna say 5-ish years, because I'm also gonna have the pressure of like, well, I want to play Silent Hill 1 remake, so I got to get through these games at some point, right? So I feel like you get a little bit of pressure there.
Fall Line, episode 647. Greetings, programs. We're halfway there. He's suggesting we do a second podcast called Scott's Backlog.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little foolish thinking I could do it 5 years, but that's my guess. What about you, Jacob?
I would say 20.
You need Jake? 20 years to get through all the games you own.
Dude, I want you, next time you're here, I want you just to scroll through my library.
All right. I'll go up to 7.
I've got also 800 Nintendo games on my wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. No, for sure you do. Yeah. But those only take like 2 hours each, right?
Final Fantasies and Dragon Warriors.
I said for the most part.
There's a select few that are going to take you worse.
Well, I guess I'm also like underestimating like when you get down to the games that you really don't want to play anymore. Like you've really got to push yourself through so you can play new games.
And you're not going to play as frequently. Like you'd have to like map it out. Like you'd really have to like, I'm going to play this and I'm going to play, like, so that you're not playing just the fun ones. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You gotta put in some stinkers. Yeah. Maybe I'll go up to 7 years.
That's 7 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, but again, we go back to like what defines the ending of a game, because I've got so many, like all the simulators I have don't really have endings. Euro Truck Simulator doesn't really have an ending.
You got to drive every route.
When I can, oh my.
Real time.
So the American Truck Simulator has been mapping major roadways from the West Coast east, and they are currently, I think, in Nebraska. And so every roadway, yes. And that's just the American version. Then there's still the European version.
Do they sell a DLC state by state?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is terrifying. Especially when it takes you like, oh, I'm going to take this job to go over here, and it takes you 20 minutes to drive there, and then you got to sit there for a little bit, but you have to obey traffic lights and all that kind of stuff. I might as well go drive an actual truck.
Right, dude. Damn.
And make some money.
I have 255 games in my library on just Steam. A lot of them are probably going to be high hour games to get through. Some of them are probably going to be very short games, but it would probably until I'm 90. Like, I don't know. Some of these games are so hard to calculate, like what is an ending. But yeah, there are so many hours inside of this library that, I mean, one of them is one of the games I haven't even touched. I bought it on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It was on a sale. Boy. And I was like, yeah, next weekend I'll download this and start playing it. And I never did. And so it just sat there, waited. Jurassic Park World or Evolution, whatever, 2, 3, whatever one they're on now. Bought that one on a whim. Didn't play it. That one probably doesn't have an ending.
I'm so happy I don't own Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now. I guess I have previously finished it. So I guess, never mind. I'm good. But glad I don't own Valhalla. I saved myself 150 hours, but not buying that yet.
Yeah.
In this mystery scenario.
I don't know. At some point I called Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I had it on PlayStation, and I was like, well, I still got 3 more expansions to go. I'm going through Atlantis now, blah, blah, whatever. And I looked at my play hours and I was at 150. And it's like, man, this is it's getting to be a slog.
Tell me
I don't want to do this anymore. But
so what's your number?
Oh,
you said till he's 90.
I would probably say 10, 15 years to get through everything.
Jake might gravitate towards games that take more time, but I don't know. I think you guys might be underestimating your ability to tear through these things.
Look, if I didn't have to work, if I didn't have to go do all this stuff.
That's the problem though. I want to play the game. I want to enjoy them. I don't want to just speed run them. Right. I want to appreciate the game for what it is. So I'm going to take my sweet time with it.
But Jake, you got to think like you're locked out of Monster Hunter because you finish them until you get through all these games. So in order to play the next Monster Hunter,
no, you never really. I mean, you. I think I've only ever rolled credits in a Monster Hunter game once, and that was for Ultimate. And even then, once the credits rolled, the story continued online. And so then you started doing all of the online combat.
I'm not alone, by the way. Paul Hines says, if I didn't have kids, 6 years. With kids, I'm easily at 20.
Yeah.
That's so like life is the factor here. Like, you know, I feel like everything's going to get in the way of it. And then even without, I feel like if I spent like, there's been times like on a Christmas break where I sat and I remember when Halo came out, Halo Infinite, I played Halo Infinite that entire week. That's all I did. I played through that game, did everything in that game in a week, and I was burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a break from games. I think I did the same thing for Vampire Survivors. I just sat in my basement and played Vampire Survivors all freaking week long. And imagine doing that, and granted, you get variety. You're going to play a different game, but I'm going to get tired of sitting there after a while. So,
well, it doesn't say that you have to finish the game before you can move on. So maybe you can take it in segments.
That's true.
Although, why would you want to? You're going to start like ruining your muscle memory for that game.
I was going to say that you're going to like relearn it over, and then maybe you have to start the whole thing all over again.
It's kind of a curse, this idea. So why do we keep buying these games if we think it'll take us 10 years to even get around to them?
Dude, I have gotten to the point where like I bought a game on sale like around Christmas. I was like, it's never going to be cheaper than this. I'm such an idiot. Like I don't have time to play it now, but I see it. Oh, this game is $10. I need to get it now.
I may as well.
Now it's like $4. You know what I mean?
I have 247 games on my wish list. I get emails constantly from Steam. Oh, hey, this is 20% off.
That would drive me nuts.
Okay, I'll pick it up.
Oh, that would drive me so nuts. All right, so I'm at 20 years. Zach, you're at 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
Jake, what was your number?
Probably 10 to 15.
10 to 15. Yeah. All right. We got one other question from Drew Ross. He says, a game you would recommend any gamer to play at each of these lengths. He gives 4 different options here. First off, couple hours or less, around 10 to 20, 40 hours long, around 40 hours long, and then lastly, 100 plus hours long. So I'd say we go round robin with this one. Let's like all tackle the first one together and then kind of go theirs.
So these are games we want other gamers to play.
Correct.
Or at least a game that would,
Is it recommend any gamer to play?
Yeah.
So let's start with the 1 to 2 hours long. Who wants to start?
Zach wants to start.
Zach wants to start. So I decided that I want to do a little bit different answers than we might routinely give. So for like a 2 to 3 hour game, I chose Narc.
The arcade game?
No, the Xbox and PS2 budget title re-rank of Narc with Michael Madsen doing the voice of the cop, as well as the other actor doing the other cop. I can't remember. Bill Bellamy. Have you ever played this version of Narc?
No. What do you mean this version? Is it like a different version of the arcade game, or is it of?
No, it's like a reboot. It's like a full reboot. It was a $20 budget title that Midway re-released. I want to say 2004, 2005.
I don't think I've even heard of it.
It's like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
You can do all of the drugs. Which is pretty cool. But the drugs give you different powers. Like if you take speed, you can run super fast. If you take weed, you can do slow motion bullet dives. I think if you
in real life,
if you do crack, you have super strength. Yeah.
Crack. That explains Crackdown.
And you could do things like
it looks like Jamie Foxx on the cover.
That's what he's voiced by Michael Madsen. You could like arrest drug dealers in the street, and then you could either do the drugs, sell the drugs, or deposit them back into evidence. You could be a good or bad cop. Yeah, it's a very weird game. It is like technically open world, but you could go from one end of the map in probably 15 seconds. It's a really weird game.
Dude, Ron Perlman's voices in this game?
Big celebrity big celebrity cast. I remember the cover of the box had like a giant 1995. Like they were so proud of the fact that this is a budget title. But it is so worth playing because it is so weird.
It is so worth playing, like just to see the box art for this game. Go look up the box art for Narc.
Narc on PS2. It's pretty crazy.
It looks like what did I just say? Jamie Foxx and Paul Walker Wish.com versions of those guys on the cover of this game.
Oh, I've seen this game. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Is it third person shooter? What
it is, yeah, third person shooter. I think it's lock on combat. Yeah, it's pretty good. I want to say there's 2 cities, but if you do the story missions in each, you could knock out each city in an hour apiece. I think it's pretty short.
I want to play this
pretty
game,
fun, dude. I got it on Xbox. Next time I'm in town, I'm going to bring Narc.
Oh, you have like original Xbox?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so this isn't one I can get. I can't play on modern consoles.
I don't know if when Midway went under, this was one of the things Warner Brothers picked up or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess no, but yeah, dude. I'll bring an Xbox on a cruise, and we'll just play Narc.
Dude, that'd be amazing. We should bring a stack of original Xbox games. Let's play some Bloodwake.
Hell yeah, Bloodwake, yeah, dude.
All right, Zach. What about Jake? What about you?
Welcome to the Zach and Zach show.
Yeah, the old double Z.
So for the couple hours game,
yeah,
I would suggest on the Sega Genesis, go play Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures.
What? This is where he has a family?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is such a fun little. It's a little puzzle game, but you play from the perspective of like someone watching TV, and Pac-Man's on the TV doing things, and you're helping him out.
Is it like a point and click? Like you're moving a cursor around to make him move and stuff, if I remember?
Well, not to make him move. Not to make him move, but you're like, you have a little slingshot and you're like shooting things to make him understand where you want him to go or how to help him out. You're telling him to look different places.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a little chaotic because you're not actually in control of the main character. You're just trying to help them out. So there's a little bit of timing involved. So if he's walking down the street and there's a rock, perfect example. He's walking down the street and there's a clock that goes off. And he looks at the clock rather than looking down, and you have to tell him to look down or else he trip on the rock and get mad. And so when he's mad, he doesn't listen to you. So it makes your objective even harder. And I feel
like we need to do a Retro Outsider episode of this.
You are balancing his mood. You are balancing Pac-Man's mood to get him to do objectives in this world. And it's just like
really like that game when I was a kid.
What a weird thing to do with a Pac-Man license.
And the audacity to put the 2 on it. Like this is the future of Pac-Man.
But yeah, I sat down and you could probably beat the game in 45 minutes. If you knew exactly what you were doing, you could just run right through it, no problem.
Well, that's the criteria. Then my game will fall into that category because I feel like mine took me more than a couple hours or less to finish. But if it doesn't count, I will give a second one. And my pick was Thomas Was Alone. That game is
brilliant game.
It's just so good. But again, if you know what you're doing, you could finish that game in under 2 hours easily. If you're not familiar, you play as a series of quadrilaterals in a platforming game that is narrated by who is what's the
Stephen Merchant?
I know Stephen Merchant was my original thought, but it's not. That's the guy who does the voice of Wheatley.
Danny Wallace.
Oh my goodness, I know this game.
Danny Wallace.
This is the guy who voices Sean Hastings from Assassin's Creed. I think
Sean from Assassin's. Yes. Yeah. But like he narrates the whole thing, and so each of these different quadrilaterals has a different personality, a different ability. Like it's just like a crazy game that on paper should not work, and it totally does. And you can easily get through that game in a couple hours if you know what you're doing. So,
dude, I absolutely love Thomas Was Alone.
Again, your first playthrough will not be a couple hours or less. So my other answer was Gone Home. I think Gone Home you could easily beat in under 2 hours. And I was very compelled by the ending of that game. I thought it was pretty cool. So, all right, moving on to around 10 to 20 hours long. Jake, what do you got? I didn't even think of going retro with these games. So like I was just like thinking like modern consoles, and you guys have done like old games.
Hey, it's supposed to be. This is a game that anybody should play, right?
Yeah.
I'm conflicted with my two choices. The more I look at them, the more I wonder why I put them in the order that I did. 10 to 20, I chose Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
What a visual, amazing game. So many little things that you can do in that game to go find secrets, hunt down lizards, find fruit, all that kind of stuff to help yourself just to go fight. I think there's only 16 enemies in the entire game. You got to go chase them down in their little arenas that they have. But other than that, it's like a walking sim. But the battles are extremely well done. It's kind of a puzzle how to get onto some of the colossi to actually hurt them, and then it's like once you figure it out, it feels good. But like when you're looking at a new one, going, man, how am I going to basically scale this mountain?
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what it feels like. You are staring down this thing that is so much taller than you are. It's obscene how much taller it is, and then you're just like, oh yeah, okay, I got this.
You know? Great answer. Amazing game.
Zach, how about you?
Which I beat like 8 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, once you know the puzzle of the Colossi, you could probably beat that game like 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, your first time is going to take you way longer. I chose Alone in the Dark, 2008.
Again,
is that on your list?
No. It's just like that is a core memory I have of you. When you and I first started becoming friends, that is one game that might be the first game we actually like had a legit conversation about. I believe over text, and I don't know why this stands out to me, but you said I think it's a damn fine game.
Right. Well, because it got such bad reviews, and you're like, oh, would you recommend it? And I was like, yeah, definitely. He's like, oh, all the reviews are bad. Like, it's a damn fine game. Well, I stand by that all these years later. It maintains its status as a damn fine game that was misunderstood by the audience at the time. This is
the new one didn't do very well, did it? The new Alone in the Dark
kind of came and went, right?
Yeah,
I didn't check it out. I do want to get to it. It's on my PlayStation Plus backlog, so I can't wait to play through it in 4 years. Now this game is very cool. It's very clever, and I recommend it in this context to anybody because I don't think a lot of people would check it out otherwise. But it is very unique. It mixes. It's linear for a lot of it, but it has this like giant open world area in Central Park. A few hours into the game, and there's just like a lot of clever puzzles involving fire and weight, and you can combine stuff in your inventory in interesting ways. Like you could put tape on, say you have a water bottle for health, right? And you drink the water for health, and now you have an empty water bottle. But you can go up to a car and stab the gas tank and then pour it into the bottle, and now you have a bottle full of gasoline. Now maybe you find some tape. Now you can put the tape on the bottle, you find a flare, you put the flare on the bottle, you light the flare, you throw the bottle, you've created a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's a lot of interesting inventory ideas like that. And that's just one example of the way you can interact with the environment and craft different things. And it's all wrapped up in this horror game where your enemy is the literal devil that you're going up against, which is already pretty cool. Yeah. And to get the true ending, you have to like do these little puzzles all around Central Park where you're burning down these roots of evil, but each one has its own unique puzzle. So you're never taking down the root the same way twice. It's just really, really clever game. It had some bugs for sure on 360 when it came out, but nothing I don't think anybody reasonable could look past to see the sort of brilliant game underneath. And it had a TV show format similar to Alan Wake, but before Alan Wake, where it would end on these little cliffhangers, and it would ask if you wanted to stop playing, and then you come back and be like, previously on Alone in the Dark.
Oh, that's cool.
It was very cool. Big fan. Yeah.
My 10 to 20 hour game is more recent than your guys, but it was our top game of the year. We reviewed it, and I feel like we just stopped talking about it, but Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a great game that like I haven't thought about since that year. And I think what prompted it was I saw it on sale recently. I was like, man, I really like that game. Just the music and the combat was super interesting. Didn't you get to like just like swap between all the characters like on the fly? Like
No, you only play as Star-Lord.
Is that what was it? How did you use the other characters though? I don't remember.
You like commanded them around. I think they had like specials, and you could command them around the battlefield a little bit, as I recall. Yeah, because I remember there were a lot of intricate button presses you could do to command them to make them do somewhat specific things.
Right.
But it was really cool because I remember it was controversial when it was announced that you only played as one of the Guardians.
Right.
But
it was a good call.
Yeah, turns out they made the right call. Absolutely.
And that game is way longer than I expected. I expected that to be like a 10, 12-hour game, and that had some meat on it. I was surprised it was that length. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead.
Remember you like made narrative choices and they actually mattered, which really blew me away for a Guardians of the Galaxy game, because I remember there were things at the end that happened that you and CB all had different things that happened.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That was one of those games where it would be easy to say that we call it our game of the year because it's one of the games that we all played. Like I feel like we don't all play the same games anymore, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like comes down to voting. That one won that year because we all played it and enjoyed it in some top 10 capacity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was good. All right. I'm going to take the next one if that's cool with you guys. We're moving to 40 hours, 40 or 40 plus. And again, more recent. And I'm putting this one mostly because I was shocked that this game was this long, and that's Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver.
Yeah.
I did not think that game was going to be. I thought it was going to be a quick 8-hour game. And I got into this, and I'm like, this game is still going. This game is still going. But it's got a good hook. It's got some really goofy stuff that happens in it that's really entertaining. And you're doing different mechanics. You're going through fishing, and then you're running a sushi shop. And then it actually has a legitimately interesting story where it goes. The deeper and deeper you go, literally, into that story, it gets more and more interesting. And I really, really like that game. And I should go back and do some of the DLCs. Wasn't like a Godzilla DLC for that?
There was, yeah.
A Dredge DLC, I think. That's another game I go back and play.
Was it Godzilla DLC free or I can't remember? It was limited time, I think.
Yeah, that was the one that you can't get anymore. Like, it's a weird thing to do.
I think, because I remember I'm having a memory of buying it just in case I ever play Dave the Diver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a sucker, is what I'm saying, because I'm never going to play Dave the Diver.
Yeah.
But I don't want to miss the Godzilla DLC.
Yeah. Zach, what's your 40-hour game?
I'm going to rally for Days Gone here. I
knew that was going to be on yours, honestly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that game is way better than I ever would have expected. It is an open world, zombie game. I'm sure, this is a bigger title, obviously, it's very successful, but I like that the open world never went easy on you. Even towards the end of the game, you're still really having to fight to survive. And you have to worry about gas and stuff like that, or zombies will sneak up on you, or your bike might break down and you're actually like stuck kind of hoofing it to the next, or you have to like walk your bike back to the next encampment to do repairs.
Yeah.
Like it was a game that was not afraid to inconvenience the player, which I think is pretty essential in selling the harshness of a post-apocalyptic setting. So
I regret not playing that game.
It's very good. It's very good.
It was one I was hoping was going to get a remaster. Wasn't there talk of it?
They got a re-release on it. It got a remaster on PS5.
It did get a release. Okay.
Yeah.
Re-release. Yeah, better way to say it. So, Jake, I keep wanting to call you Zach. I don't know why.
We look so much alike.
We're both
my 40-hour, right? My 40-hour is Earth Defense Force 2017.
Oh,
it's the first of the group. It came out in 2006,
and the best one. I'm sorry, I'm saying it.
The later ones ended up having a class system, and it wasn't like a RPG or anything, but people started taking it way too serious. It started becoming like actual, like there's a meta this, and you got to get this, and you got to do this, and you got to fly through the air like that. And
mechs and stuff like that.
The very first one is extremely arcadey. You don't have any characters. You just run around and shoot giant insects and giant robots. It says the game can be completed in about 15 hours, but to complete everything, it takes somewhere between 77 to 100 hours. And so You probably give up around 40.
Yeah, you're cut in the middle of 40. I respect you.
That game has 5. I don't know what it is on PlayStation, but that game has 5 achievements, 200 points for each 5 of the 5 levels of difficulty.
Yep.
And then that's it. I just like kind of thought that was hilarious. I remember doing that. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this. That game gets stupid hard. That game gets really hard.
Not.
I think that is a game that made me fall in love with sniping. Remember those giant hulking robots that would go from the distance, and then you get a sniper rifle and take them down?
They're called Hectors, and yes, I love them.
That was really cool.
But yeah,
but the weapon upgrades were fun. Like they weren't just like, oh, I have a stronger assault rifle. It was like, oh, I'm gonna fire slow moving homing missiles now.
Yep.
I mean, like everything was just so cool.
I remember I had gone to me and my friend had gone to the mall, the Cherryville Mall, when it had a GameStop still in it. And we were screwing around and we saw this game. And at first we looked at it. We're like, what's this game? And then I started reading it and I was like, dude, this game sounds fun. So we picked it up and got it home. And I mean, we must have played hundreds of hours.
Split screen, man.
This game. Oh yeah. Split screen. And it was just nuts. And it never got dull. It never got boring. And that's probably one of the great things about why I love the Earth Defense Force series is to me, it doesn't ever seem like it gets boring because I'm always trying to push myself up to the next area. And the missions change. The enemies change. So if you go from one difficulty to the next difficulty, there might be more enemies, or they move faster, or they attack differently, or something happens. Their strategy changes.
Plus, all the environments were destructible, even though they looked terrible. It was cool just to be able to shoot a building and just watch it crumble to the ground.
And if you did not notice, there was only about 7 maps in that game.
Yeah.
There were 81 levels, and there was probably only about 7 maps. So they just kept playing them from different angles. So
that was a budget title, right? Earth Defense Force was like $20, right?
Yep. Or maybe it was a little bit more than that, but yeah, it was. I don't think they thought it was going to succeed. But yeah, you would start one mission on one map, and then you'd run so far into it, and you'd win, and then you'd start the same map like on the other side and get halfway through it and break my finger on my table. My bad. So
almost
close to almost a whole episode without making an extra noise. My bad. But yeah, at some point in the game, I got to a spot and I just kind of looked around and went, I've been here before. Why do I know this place?
And there was like underground cave levels too, like you're going into the colony or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, so it was good. I want to play that game again now. Zach, did you ever play it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was somewhat of a phenomenon when it came out.
Yeah.
Like
and the fact that they were able to get that many critters on the screen without frame rate issues or drops.
I definitely remember frame rate issues.
That
was part of the appeal. It's like how much can I make this into a slideshow?
That was a goal in like Xbox 360 early PlayStation eras. Like, I'm gonna break this game by making it crash.
It absolutely was.
I'm gonna for 100+ hour. I'm gonna go first because mine's a boring answer because I don't play a lot of games for more than 100 hours. And so mine are limited. So Fallout 3, I still think that game holds up. I cannot wait for the inevitable remake of that game. Everyone was all about Oblivion. Dude, Fallout 3 gets there. I am done reviewing games for a while. Like
Fallout Delta.
Oh. Dude, I can't wait. So that's gonna be my pick. What about you, Jake?
I would love a Fallout 3 remake for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go with me.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have such a list of 100. Dude, I could
have
done
one
500.
man.
I could have done 500 hours.
I think Scott and I would be out then.
I have 1,800 hours in this game. I absolutely love it. It's Project Zomboid. If you are a zombie fan, this game takes place in Kansas, in some hodunk rural town, and the zombie apocalypse happens, and you are the last one surviving. It's a isometric, basically top down. It's probably 32-bit. It doesn't look great, but it allows you some of the most amount of freedom I've ever seen in a zombie game ever.
I remember you talking about this one before.
From crafting alarm powered bombs, smoke grenades, that kind of stuff, tripwires, building your own house, learning stuff. There's a whole learning skill. I wouldn't say it's a skill tree. It's just skills. And as you do the skills, you get better at them, and the graphics of the things that you're building look better. So you have, like, if you're building a crate, the crate's kind of janky. There's like little planks of wood sticking out. The nails are kind of busted and around. And by the time you're a master, it's a pristine box. It looks great. The walls do the same thing. They added metalworking at some point, so you can get a propane torch and go around and break down metal objects and take the metal home and start building metal objects now. The gun stuff is great because guns in a zombie apocalypse don't make any sense to me because they're very loud, and there's no silencers in this game. So if you're going to use a gun, it's either going to be the last thing you do, or you're going to use it out of desperation. And they allow you to take a long rifle, and you need a screwdriver and a wrench and all that kind of stuff to take off parts, to put parts on. It's just the things that you actually need the tools to do the things that you want to do there. And if you don't have them, the game goes, well, you just can't do this. It doesn't tell you why. It just says you can't. And you should just know.
This looks like Sims in a zombie like if the Sims were in a zombie apocalypse.
So what they're not going to show you in any kind of trailer is that there is a window that you can open that shows you how hot your character is, how wet your character is, how much defense your character has, and all that kind of stuff per body piece. So if you put a leather jacket on, your chest, your arms, and your forearms are going to be all pretty much more protected, but your neck, your head, your legs are going to be wide open. And so you need to find clothes that would actually protect those parts. But then when it becomes summer, you overheat and you get wet, and it gets harder. Dexterity gets harder. And so you have to take clothes off to stay cool, which then lowers your defense. So then it's more dangerous. But there's farming in the game, which takes time. You get to learn how to farm. You can grab books and you will read them. There is a sanity. Oh, sorry. Paul Hine in the chat asked if there was a sanity meter. There's a sanity meter. There's a happy meter. There is a hunger meter. Yeah, there's an activity meter. So if you go, oh, well, I'm going to skip this day and just stand still, your character gets unhappy. He gets sad. And when he gets unhappy, when he becomes bored, he becomes unhappy. And so if you have
complaining about being bored in a zombie apocalypse,
it's just to keep your character moving, kind of like, hey, I know that I have to survive this. Actually, when you start the game up, it goes, this is basically the story of how you died. And so then you play until you die. But when you end the game, like when that character dies, like because you name the character, goes through a minimal character customization. You do hair color, clothes, that kind of stuff, set them off in the world. When that character dies, you can reload the same world as a different character and go find your zombie in that world, kill them, and get all the stuff you were carrying.
That's really cool.
You can't get back any of the skills and stuff, but your little zombie character is the worst part about it is you become a zombie. It doesn't take long for you to become a zombie, and the game is still running before you quit. And so you can watch your character reanimate, come back up, and start just drifting away. So you literally have to go find your character if you die in the world. But there were for a little while there was a strategy where you would have a safe room in your little shack or whatever. You'd have the safe room with a bottle of bleach. So if you got bit and you knew you were going to die, you'd go into your safe room, you'd dump off everything, you'd go into the safe room and just drink the bleach to kill yourself.
Oh, jeez.
And then you would just restart the run. But yeah, I probably have way too many hours in that game.
I remember you talking about it.
Yeah,
I remember.
You sold me last time. It's on my wish list on Steam.
1,800 hours though. Holy cow.
Steam Deck verified. I was surprised. This doesn't seem like a game that would lend itself well to a controller or Steam Deck, really.
Yeah, it's and it's not nice to new players either. There's not really they have a mascot called Spiffmo or something like that. It's a little raccoon character. He's this bright little cheery character, kind of helps you along the way or whatever, but it doesn't tell you to like watch your back. So you don't have 360 degrees of view. You only have probably 60. and that's everything that updates on the screen for you. And so you have to turn around constantly so you can see what's updating. Because if you see something like, let's say there was a zombie on the ground that you thought was dead. If you had looked at it and thought it was dead and turned around and it started to move in the shadow of where you didn't see anymore, you couldn't see anymore, that little figure wouldn't move at all until you turned around, and the game would update your vision of what you're seeing.
Okay.
The same. Also, you have a hearing around you. And so when a zombie gets close to you, you can hear it. And then eventually you know that it's behind you. Like it comes into your like peripheral vision kind of thing. But again, there's like all these little different stats you can take. You can choose to be deaf, which is terrifying because you can't hear anything, nothing. But yeah, it's a fun game. I've put way too many hours into it. I know too much.
Sounds good. We got one more. Zach, what's your 100+ hour game?
Man, I certainly don't have as in-depth an answer because there's so few choices for me. So I decided to just say Titanfall 2. Because when you play one multiplayer match, you're going to play 100 more hours of multiplayer.
Oh, multiplayer. I actually never touched the multiplayer in 2 for very long.
What the hell did you just say? What are you talking about? It's so fun. It took some getting used to because it was surprisingly different from Titanfall 1, especially like the way you got your Titans or whatever. But dude, once you got to that flow, I mean, there's no other shooter like it. You know, your character's so vertical and you have so many movement options. So you're a fast little guy. And then, you know, 1 or 2 times a match, you get to just call down hell upon your enemies. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It was really cool if you could get a Titan to like actually land on an enemy. That was.
Yeah. Or, dude, especially if you could land it on another mech.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I need to go back and play that campaign again. That was a good campaign. We did get one other question in the comments from Paul Hine. He said, question number 3, are we going to do a volunteer tournament of catastrophic inversion on the night before R2V2? Funny you say that, Paul. Alan actually reached out to me and said that he's going to be coming the night before R2V2 to set it up, and I asked him if we could test it, and he said absolutely anybody that's volunteering can come down and play it the night before. So yes, I don't know about a tournament of catastrophic inversion, but I don't know how that would work. But best of 3, I don't know if we'll get more than 8 people there, but definitely that's going to be fun. So all right, next week's topic. I decided I wanted to do a topic all about the Game Genie. Do you guys remember the Game Genie?
Yeah, there was that band we saw this weekend.
Yeah, that actually wasn't the inspiration for it, but yes, we did go see a band called Game Genie this weekend. Now I'm talking about the little thing that you would attach to the cartridges, stick in your console to get cheat codes, basically. It was a big deal for me back in the 90s, and I wanted
my Game Shark.
Game Shark, yes, also was another one, but
Sorry.
We're going to talk about those and some memories and times that we used them and how we felt about it next week. I'm looking forward to that. I can't believe we've done this many episodes and never talked about the Game Genie. So, but that is going to do it for this week's The Gaming Outsider. Thanks so much for listening. The episode was produced by Kevin Honigford, and all the music you hear is written and performed by Grant Henry of Stemage and Metroid Metal. His website is STEMAGE music.com, STEMAGEmusic.com. Please be sure to email us if you have any questions or concerns. Our address is feedback@thegamingoutsider.com. Zach, do you have any parting words or recommendations for our listeners?
Yeah, I saw the Roses, the new version, newest adaptation of War of the Roses. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman, and that was a great deal of fun.
Yeah,
I feel like that. Yeah, just a good old laughing at people's divorce misery kind of movie.
Does he have an American accent in that, or does he keep his?
No, they're British. They just happen to live in America.
Okay.
Yeah, so their friends are American.
It's really weird hearing him without a British accent. I've seen it, but it's weird.
Yeah, but it's it's good. Yeah, they do a good job of selling you on their love story, and then you kind of see the little ways it fractures along the way, and then it goes into pure insanity by the end, and it's a good time.
Nice. I will have to keep an eye out on that one. I wish you were going to be in town for the holidays, man. We are doing a Black Friday movie marathon at my house. We're going to do nothing but spoof movies. We're going to do the first 2 the only 2 Hot Shots movies, and then all of the Naked Gun movies, including the new one that's going to cap it off.
You're not doing Airplane?
I mean, that's 6 movies right there.
Yeah, I was just asking.
I mean, if anybody wants to stick around and do Airplane, I've never seen Airplane 2, actually. I've heard it's not as good, but I've seen Airplane so
Mhm.
many times, dude. It's like my favorite comedy. It's one of my favorite comedies.
Very, very funny, yeah.
But 6 movies.
Nice week,
Anyway,
Jack.
I actually do have a recommendation. Like Jake mentioned, we went to Chicago to see some video game bands that play video game music, and one of them was Game Genie, who played at R2V2 last year. But I got to tell you about a band that we saw. I don't even know if you call it a band. They were a rap group called the Microphone Misfits. And ask Jake. They started, and I was like, oh man, I'm not a big fan of rap. I'm not. I'm always been a rock guy. And by the end of this set, I was telling Jake, I want these guys to play at next year's R2V2. They were so entertaining. I've never seen such a level of hype and intensity, and they were sampling video game tunes. Like the first one they did had Sonic the Hedgehog music in the background. It was there was one that had like just Street Fighter, but they're like rapping with it, and they flowed really well. And come to find out, they're all former teachers, so like they do stuff at schools. And I'm gonna check them out, guys. The Microphone Misfits. They've got to be on Spotify and everything like that. If you like rap and you like video games, check them out. All right, that's gonna do it. Thanks so much, you guys, for being here. Until next week. I am Scott Clark with Zach Parkerson and Jacob Gunderson, and we are the Gaming Outsider. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad game, just games that aren't for you.